The Summer Game Fest kickoff event has come and gone, and what I felt like was a huge uptick in quality and substance, and even big announcements and surprises. Some are calling average. They're calling it mid. They're saying it was barely above average, and even Geoff Keighley did a Twitter poll. About 54% gave it a B or an A, and 46% gave it a C or a D. So it's sort of interesting to see it sort of split right down the middle in opinions, and I just wonder if the slump at the end of the show, there was a bit of a slump, and then the way that it ended is one of the reasons why it's sort of splitting down what feels like a party line. I want to give a recap. I want to talk about the high points, the low points. I want to establish that this is more than just the new E3, and I want to look at Xbox. It's the next big event in this summer week of games announcements. Now, I put all of the good information right here at the beginning of the video, so you don't have to go searching for it. I do an opening monologue, and then I discuss it with the audience. If you like this kind of content, hit subscribe and the bell button so you don't miss what I talk about. So the kickoff event for Summer Game Fest with Geoff Keighley has passed us by, and what is the verdict? Some are calling it mid, some are calling it trash, and I just struggle to understand why, because I thought it was a stellar showcase. Keighley continues to raise the bar for events like this, and in my estimation, this is not just a new E3. It is its own entity, and now the centerpiece for Summer Games Christmas, when all of the games companies come out to announce all the things upcoming. Now, first, I want to recap the event. I want to highlight the high points as well as what I thought were some of the low points. Second, I do want to talk about why I think this is more than just the new E3. And third, all eyes are on the next big event of the summer, the Xbox Showcase and the Starfield Direct. We will be covering and co-streaming the Future Game Show. Not quite as big, obviously, as these showcases, but the Future Game Show is always a good time. We will also be doing a UB Forward Expectations stream. That way we can get our expectations out there before that event takes place. And then we will be co-streaming the Xbox Showcase, Starfield Direct, and the PC Game Show. That is on Sunday. So first, let's just do a recap. Right off the top, I think we need to establish what led up to this event and what actually happened. I think people quickly forget everything that we talked about prior to the event taking place. First, I did an expectation stream, and I walked through the 11 confirmed appearances that would be at this event, and I saw folks saying that's probably all that will be there. Those are 11 pretty big names. That's all we're going to see. And I thought, no, I think we'll get about more than double that. I think we'll have about 25 appearances, 25 announcements, right? At the end of the event, I had tallied it all up. There were 47 individual appearances. Now, yes, some of those were trailers that served as commercials, but even those, I think, were great opportunities. We got good looks at new gameplay, release dates, even during those trailers. As a comparison, Tech Radar made a list of the biggest announcements from last year's kickoff event with Geoff Keighley, and there was 25. With 47 appearances this year, I know not all of those were big announcements, but even in that list of 25 big announcements from last year, one of those was just Kojima saying, hey, I'm making a new game. Didn't show anything, didn't do anything. A lot of the announcements last year were purely cinematic, no gameplay, no release date. So only 25 big announcements. We had 47 appearances this year, many of those with release dates that are right around the corner, and many of those featuring brand new gameplay. So I think perspective is helpful. This show was massively bigger than last year, and much like the Game Awards, I anticipated getting bigger and more popular each year. So what were the high points? Okay, I put this in order of appearance because I just went through my show notes, right? I was writing down every single thing that showed up, and I'm just going to go through in order of appearance, not in order of importance. Like, I didn't feel like ranking the things that showed up. I have about 15 things out of the 47 appearances that I thought were pretty notable. I think that's a pretty decent ratio. Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown from Ubisoft was, I think, a very awesome surprise. Nobody saw it coming. I thought that was a great show open. Now, we're seeing it's getting a lot of downvotes on YouTube. I don't understand that. Everybody complains and cries about the fact that all the games we get these days look the same, and then we get a return to form, a classic game, a side-scroller, and it looks incredible. I love that they're embracing the scroller. You know, many trailers in the showcase also, just like this one, it's right around the corner, January of 2024. And I really thought this was a great way to start the event. This one was kept quiet. A lot of people were presuming and assuming that Prince of Persia was one of the games that had been canceled out of the many Ubisoft games that were canceled. I know there is another Prince of Persia game people are waiting for that's more in line with like a God of War or an Uncharted. I don't know the status of that game, but as a fan of side-scrollers and Metroidvanias, this one I thought landed really well with me. Now, Geoff wasted no time. He wasn't going to make you wait for one of the big things that was promised at this showcase. The Mortal Kombat 1 gameplay was phenomenal. I don't even like fighting games, and I got excited. I kind of wanted to play this game. I know that I probably won't like it. I'll probably get really salty and get my butt kicked, but it looked incredible. It was a great showcase of the campaign, the characters, the combat, the different fighting styles, the voice acting, the writing. It all seems very, very top shelf. And then we got a great interview. A quick side note, by the way, because we did get interviews like this throughout the show. The fact that Keighley jammed in 47 things into a 2-hour show with interviews is impressive. I have been on that side of the camera. I have been a main stage host interviewing devs, and to have something that's 2 hours long, this event hummed without a hitch. There were no technical problems. Nothing went wrong. It was jam-packed full of announcements and interviews and great gameplay looks, along with release dates. All the things that gamers typically ask for. I think there's something to be said about that he pulled off, and anybody that helped him with this event, production, they did a stellar job, and I don't think they get credit enough when an event like this goes off as well as it does. We typically only remember the technical problems. We don't realize all that goes into a 2-hour event like this having literally not a single problem. Just a quick mention though, this was a high point for me, even though it was a quick showcase. Path of Exile 2. I thought it looked very, very nice. We're hearing that it's going to be more approachable than the current version of Path of Exile, so I'm interested to check that out. You know, I am currently enjoying Diablo 4 very much, but I'm always open to trying out a new ARPG, and we're hearing that Path of Exile 2 is going to be quite a bit more accessible because the current version of Path of Exile is kind of nuts. You need an Excel spreadsheet just to sort of build a character. Now, I do want to say one of the other high points was the Nick Cage appearance, having Nicolas Cage come to your showcase, and nobody knew that was going to happen. I don't even play the game Dead by Daylight. I don't even think the gameplay showcase was that great. I think it's hard to make that game look impressive because it's not graphically impressive, but people love it. It's a fun game. It's got a pretty strong following, and Nick Cage at your event is a high point. I think that's good for the event. Keighley deserves a lot of credit for keeping that under wraps. Almost no leaks, no spoilers prior to this event. I think that's actually quite impressive given the scope and size and how many people were there, how many games were involved. So again, I don't even care about that game, but credit where credit is due. You had a celebrity at the event. Nick Cage did a stellar job. He's got this presence, he's got this gravitas in the way that he kind of shows up and talks, and he's kind of a captivating person. So I thought it was good for the showcase. It was definitely something worth celebrating. Then I was excited to see more gameplay from Witchfire. This sadly was not an interview or anything. I think Witchfire is a very promising game. I think it's going to garner a lot of attention. It will be going into early access in September, on September the 20th. I hope it doesn't get stuck in early access. I think sometimes games get stuck in early access, and I think Witchfire looks very, very promising as a game. Now, this one was a surprise. The next one was a very, very pleasant surprise. Sonic Superstars trailer. It's coming fall of 2023. Another game with a quick turnaround time landing this year. So many games were managing to do that, as long as obviously they don't have to delay. But Sonic Superstars looked awesome. Like, it looks like you can play with up to 4 players. I loved the traditional feel of Sonic with the more modern graphic feel. I think it's amazing. I'm seeing people complaining about the price because it's a 2D game. I don't know what planet you're on, but the game being a 2D game or a 3D game doesn't determine price. Some of these people, I think, need to go to school or maybe go back to school. That has no bearing on the price of a game. I think the game looked awesome. It looked like it was going to be full of really, really fun, adventurous, new styles of play, new types of levels, and being able to play with my kids, my wife and kiddos, I can't wait. I think that was just a great example, a real positive for the showcase because nobody was expecting it. The vast majority of the trailers and the appearances during this showcase had release dates within this year. Most of the games were landing in 2023. That's another big positive for the showcase, and I think that's one of the reasons people are stuck in this rut. They can't enjoy showcases now because you're a glutton for punishment. You're used to the old style showcase where they'd blow your hair back with all these trailers and all these cinematics, and then the games wouldn't come out for 4 or 5 years, and they'd be nothing like you saw during that showcase. I'd rather get one like we got, where we see games, we see gameplay, and their release dates are right around the corner. Then we got to see more gameplay for Lies of P, another high point for the showcase in my opinion. Getting to announce a demo dropping like that's an anticipated game. It's garnering a lot of attention. I did check out the demo. I think it's solid. There are some issues. There's some pop-in here and there. There is some strangeness and some oddity with input delay. We're not sure what it is, but there is some need for polish. But overall, I felt that the combat was unique. It felt like a unique take on the Souls. I think the art style is gorgeous. I was immediately sort of in love with this game the first time that I saw it, and finally getting my hands on it, I was really enjoying my time with it. Just a little tip, guarding, you still take some damage. You need to land a perfect guard so that you don't take damage. I wasn't really aware of that. I was like, what's going on? Why am I taking tons of damage? That was a huge help to me in my experience with that first sort of mini boss that you fight. Overall, I think that game is shaping up to be a very, very solid game. Then a surprise and a bit of a disappointment. Bandai Namco was there, and many of us assumed, oh, Armored Core 6 will be there, and it wasn't. I'll touch on that later as one of the low points. It was a little confusing. However, the game that Bandai showed I thought looked awesome. It was called Sandland. It was kind of a Borderlands mix with sort of like an anime open world action adventure game. I thought it looked really cool. I thought it looked like a fun game, and I don't know if it has co-op, but it would be a perfect game for co-op. But overall, I thought it was a great showing, just combined with a little bit of disappointment because everybody thought that Bandai would be there with Armored Core 6. Now, the next big thing for me was not an announcement of a game. The Annapurna Showcase will be June 29th at 12 p.m. Pacific. That's 3 p.m. Eastern. I'm not sure if we're going to cover that or not, but in the middle of that trailer, it's pretty clear we're going to get more Stray. If you're not familiar with Stray, it's that lovable cat game that took the world by storm, so much so it even got a Game of the Year nomination. I kind of told people, I said, I bet you this gets a Game of the Year nom, and it did, and I thought it was well-deserved. Took the world by storm, was a very creative game, and my daughter is currently playing through it right now. She's actually very clever. She's gotten pretty far on her own. I've been very impressed. She got down to the sewers, which is, I can't believe she's made it that far. That's about as far as I got when I didn't get to finish it because I got busy with streams and I kept trying to play it and just couldn't manage to finish it. So I've been enjoying watching her play it. So we may be getting more Stray or more Stray DLC. That will potentially be at that showcase. The next high point for me was Alan Wake 2 gameplay. This game looks awesome. It's very impressive. I think many of the high points and many of the showcases don't land as well with certain people because you're just too plugged in. You watch every showcase, every trailer, every reveal, and then when you go to an event like this, the fact that they showed more Alan Wake 2, well, you don't really care. You already know about Alan Wake 2. I think you sort of blunted your ability to be excited about games because you probably just overindulge and overconsume games media. This gameplay for Alan Wake 2 looked incredible. It looks very realistic, really reminds me of some of the Resident Evil 2, remake elements and just Resident Evil in general. The trailer also revealed the release date will be October 17th, 2023. So another thing to celebrate, a game right around the corner, and it looks awesome. Sorry, bumped the microphone. Now, another game that was there that looks awesome but I'm a little unsure about, but I'm going to add it as a high point, was Space Marine 2 gameplay, and it was revealed by Keighley for the first time, or at least the first time I had heard it, that the campaign will be co-op. That's really exciting. I love co-op games, and I think this gameplay looks amazing, but it also looks worrying, okay? It looks very fully rendered. I don't feel like we're looking at genuine gameplay. It feels like raw gameplay. If it looks great and if it looks like this when it launches, awesome. I'm not really sure it's going to. They announced the game will be arriving winter of 2023. I'm okay with generic windows of release date as long as you make good on it. Don't say winter of 2023, and then, if you don't make it, then that was kind of pointless. But another game that's right around the corner. And then another game that's right around the corner that many people were posturing as if, oh no, we don't know the release date, that's a problem. Spider-Man 2 made a surprise appearance, and I was wrong. Just that day, just that morning, I said I don't think they'll use a show like Geoff Keighley's show to do a release date reveal. I looked at Horizon Forbidden West, and I looked at God of War Ragnarok, and I said, I'm not concerned. They did the same thing with those games, and then release dates showed up kind of on their own, like in their own way and in blog posts or trailers, but they did. They came out and said Spider-Man 2 is coming October 20th of 2023, and then they revealed collector's editions and things, after the announcement out there on Twitter and on their blog, and they literally just showed concept art, and I just kind of had to laugh because it's so crystal clear that PlayStation's just not at all walking to the tune of our drum, to the beat of our drum. They do not care what the gaming Twitterverse wants. They don't care what gaming content creators want. They showed up at this event. They showed concept art and a release date. Now, there's theories swirling. People are like, well, why would they do this? Did they do this as a reaction? Is this damage control? I don't think so. These things, are planned ahead of time. They had a slot for them. They flew this guy out. I don't think you slap that together. I just think they were planning on doing top-of-mind marketing. Everybody thought this was a giant L and that this was so stupid, and it's like, everybody's talking about Spider-Man again. That's quite literally what top-of-mind marketing is. Instead of just doing their showcase and going completely quiet, they did their showcase, and now everybody's talking about their big first-party game, when it's coming, and pre-orders are getting ready to open up for the Collector's Edition and the Digital Deluxe Edition. So I really think that they're doing their own thing, and it sucks that it works because I obviously wanted to see more from them, but this announcement was definitely a needed one, as many people speculating about the release date can now be quiet. The gaming Twitterverse and the gaming content creator ethos is just not the global market. It's not the consumer base. Most of these people have no idea what top-of-mind marketing even is. They'll have to Google it. So I actually think this was probably the smart play, even though I once again felt disappointed by PlayStation playing it safe. Then we finally saw extensive Pal World gameplay. I said that I wanted to see content loop or gameplay loop from Pal World. It's the game that's like open world Fortnite Pokemon. It's crazy. It looks really, really fun. Bosses had big health bars. There was lots of diversity in the biomes and the locations. They promised early access for January of 2024, so another thing that's right around the corner. My next high point was when we saw actual gameplay of Banishers. It was previously just a cinematic trailer with very quick gameplay, and I thought that this game Banishers looked unique. It looked fun, a very compelling story. You're fighting alongside like your dead wife or your dead lover, and you can tap into her powers and take turns fighting, and it looks like you're going to be left with a decision, right? Do you bring her back to life in some way, or do you truly separate? Do you let her kind of go off into the afterlife? This was another game promising to land very soon, landing end of 2023. I think this one looks very interesting and unique, and I'm definitely wanting to check it out. Now, I'm not a Yakuza fan, not because I don't like them, but because I've never really played them. I don't know if they would appeal to me, but the Like a Dragon game looked very fun. It looked like it had solid combat, great art style, so the Yakuza game Like a Dragon was definitely another high point, and they said that it's coming November the 9th of 2023. Now, near the end of the show, Geoff landed some big names that don't interest me, but as a whole, I think this is a high point for the show. It's good for the event. It's good for viewership. It's good for a diverse audience. It's good for money, okay? Call of Duty Warzone Season 4, the Xbox Porsche and the Xbox Porsche controller that showed up. Marvel Snap, the Twisted Metal show. Thanks, NBC, by the way, for including your stupid frickin' trailer in a gaming event and then blocking every single video that includes the trailer that covered the event, you morons. Side note, stupid. Don't be involved in showcases like this if you're going to copyright block everybody who covered the event, you idiots. Immortals of Avium was there, and then the Fortnite Wilds season. Now, obviously, I'm a little irritated at NBC and how they're handling the Twisted Metal trailer. Who cares if it exists anywhere else? People are seeing your show. Now, they won't see it. It'll get chopped out, and I have less interest in seeing your show now because you're treating, gaming media outlets as if we're not allowed to show your trailer. Just incredibly stupid, old school ways of thinking about marketing, but who knows, the executives are probably in their 70s. But the point is, these were big announcements. These were big things to be included, to say, hey, we've got a massive lineup. Okay, this is a big high point for Keighley to have Call of Duty, Fortnite, Marvel Snap, an Xbox Porsche Xbox and a controller, a TV show from NBC, Immortals of Avium, Fortnite's new season. That's massive, right? I've seen enough of Immortals of Avium. I'm sold. I know some people are like, really? More Immortals of Avium? Seriously? I think the game looks great. I understand sometimes games like that push really hard with the press and it kind of exhausts everybody, but you have to remember, not everybody has seen that game as much as you and I have. So, again, I thought that sort of barrage of big announcements was very good. Even if for me personally, that's when the show kind of took a slump. But then it ended on a high note. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is finally confirmed with extensive gameplay, and I think this soured the event for a lot of people because it's not coming to Xbox. That's a lot of people in the crowd that are like, yeah, slow clap. That I can't even play that game, right? I don't blame those people, by the way, right? If the event had ended with an Xbox exclusive, the other side would be irritated, right? I'm not even a Final Fantasy VII guy. I'm probably not even going to play Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, but I'm counting it as a high point because it's a big win for Keighley. It's a big win for the event to have a surprise mic drop from a big franchise and for something that's been highly anticipated. So it was good for the event, even if I'm sort of like, yeah, I'm probably not going to play that game. And I would feel very similarly if I was, an Xbox fan and was like, that I can't even play that game. I mean, I have every system, so I don't feel that emotional response, even though I feel sort of like disengaged from the franchise. Like I'm not really excited about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Still, it was a big mic drop for Geoff Keighley, and I get why he did it, okay? Now to the low points. There's just a few low points in my opinion. I thought the Crossfire VR trailer was just a bad trailer. It was the one where the guy's on his couch and all of a sudden he's playing a shooting game. I've seen gameplay for that Crossfire game, and it actually looks quite good for a VR game, but they were interweaving it with him running around, so it was jarring. It was hard to tell what the gameplay was. When was it real gameplay and when was it not? I thought it was a terrible trailer, and that's not Keighley's fault, but that was a low point. I think VR is about to kind of have a moment. I think the VR games coming out look better. I think they're going to be more well received, and you're seeing big VR push from companies like Apple and the new Meta Quest. So I think VR is about to kind of have that turning point in the market. And that was just a bad trailer, right? I believe it was the only VR trailer there, and it wasn't very good. The second low point for me was how the pacing slumped so much at the end. And if you don't like Final Fantasy or you're an Xbox fan, the show ended at around the 34th announcement, right? The 33rd announcement was a game, and then the 34th announcement was Xbox. The 33rd announcement was Call of Duty Warzone. Then the 34th announcement is the Porsche Xbox. After that, it kind of slumps. Mobile games, trailers, things that aren't that interesting. Like if you're not into Fortnite, if you're not into some of these games, if you've already seen enough Immortals of Avium, the show kind of slumps at that point. And then the mic drop that's supposed to excite everybody is an exclusive, and it's a game that not everybody is into. So that doesn't make the show bad, and I don't think they necessarily made a mistake, but I do think that was a low point about the show. Geoff Keighley's got to consider that. If you're going to do a mic drop, you may want to consider grabbing something next time that is multi-platform, that is bigger, that is more iconic. And I know Final Fantasy is very iconic, but again, when you limit yourself to one system, you are going to sort of stiff-arm a lot of people in the audience. audience because everybody's watching everywhere, not just there in the seats. Lastly, the last thing I'll say is a bit of a low point. No Armored Core 6, I don't get it, and then no Death Stranding 2. Kojima has been doing interviews, he's been doing press, he loves Geoff Keighley. I don't get why there was no Death Stranding 2. I'm not like super disappointed, but it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And Armored Core 6 is right around the corner. We may actually see Armored Core 6 at the Xbox Showcase. They've done stuff with FromSoft before. The launch date is so close by, it would be so weird for Armored Core 6 to not make a single appearance this week. And the next big event is Xbox. So, very quickly, I just want to talk about this before I talk about the Xbox Showcase, because that is where everybody's eyes are shifting. That's the next big thing, right? I want to talk very quickly about how this is more than the new E3. I think Geoff clearly had way more pull this year. Call of Duty, Fortnite, Nick Cage, Mortal Kombat gameplay, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. These were huge, huge lands for Geoff Keighley. Now, that's in addition to everything else. This was night and day compared to last year. This has me even more excited for the Game Awards coming at the end of this year. E3 is dead. Long live Geoff Keighley. And speaking of what's next, all eyes are shifting to the Xbox Showcase. And I honestly notice a trend. The people calling this show mid and the people calling this show trash, many of them were very big Xbox fans. And I get it, okay? I do. The ending and the last 15 or so announcements, it just wasn't as strong as the open. And then it's a mic drop of a game that you can't play. So I get it. I do. I also think some of this is motivated by wanting to leave room so they can say Xbox had the best showcase. I do think some folks are hedging a little bit and holding back in their praise. I think this event made things hard on Xbox to a certain degree. These showcases have to lean on third-party games quite a bit, and we've seen a lot of third-party games already. Now, the general public is not who I'm talking about. The general public will turn into the Xbox Showcase, and if there's a lot of third party, they won't care. They didn't care in the PlayStation Showcase, and I certainly don't think they'll care in the Xbox Showcase. If you own an Xbox, if you're on Game Pass, you will not care what's first party and third party. It's just not something that concerns you. But the gaming press, the gaming YouTubers, the public commentary that's been brewing on the Xbox Showcase could end up saying something to the effect of, we saw a lot of repeat. We saw a lot of third-party games we've already seen. And honestly, that's not fair to the Xbox Showcase. And it certainly is not a mark against the showcase if, and this is a big if, but if they bring the first-party heat, then it won't matter. No one will care that there was a lot of third-party repeat. It just will not matter. And here's the thing. I think Xbox will bring the first-party heat. Well, why? They didn't show anything at Geoff Keighley's kickoff. Not a teaser, not a trailer, nothing. And I think that was on purpose. The Porsche Xbox and the controller, those don't count. I'm talking about games, okay? Honestly, PlayStation played it safe again. They go out, they're like, this game, everybody's already talking about it, everybody already knows about it, we're going to enter the press circuit one more time, here's the release date. Just a release date with some concept art. They played it safe again. I've worked with marketing companies before on big projects. I get it. I do. Top of mind marketing with Spider-Man, as big and iconic as Spidey is, it makes sense. But PlayStation could have really capitalized on the absence of Xbox games in the showcase. I again think that they know Spidey soaks up all the attention, and they just don't see the point in competing with their own piece of property. So, with the kickoff event behind us, the stage is set for Xbox to have, I think, a great showcase. And I hope that all of Xbox keeping their cards close to their chest lets them lay down a full house. So let me give you my thoughts and my conclusion. With 47 appearances, surprises, celebrity appearance, I can't call Geoff Keighley's event anything but a success. The high points vastly outweigh the low points. I continue to think that some people approach these showcases with terrible expectations. Out of 47 appearances, only 15 really stood out to me. That's a solid ratio. 1/3 of the show appealed to me in a really big way. While many others actually, more than 15, I'm like, oh, I might play that, like that John Carpenter's game. Just a fun game shooting baddies with your buddies, right? It didn't look like some next-gen Tour de Force high-fidelity graphics game, but it looked like a fun game, okay? There are definitely other games on there that interested me, but 15 high points out of 47 is a pretty good ratio. Too many people expect 2 hours of AAA bangers, and that's just unrealistic. It's more than unrealistic. It's foolish, and it's ignorant. There aren't that many AAA studios and games that can be announced in a showcase like this. The second thing I want to say is Geoff Keighley is now more than the new E3. He's the summer game event centerpiece, and the Game Awards will likely benefit from how big this game show was. All the big companies being involved in this event, it's going to make more people want to be involved with Geoff Keighley. They are going to be attached to him and the things that he does, and he deserves a lot of credit and praise for that. Here's my conclusion. Now all eyes turn to Xbox, last big showcase of the summer. The runway is set. It's totally open at this point. PlayStation played it safe, and Xbox didn't show anything at Keighley's event. Everyone's going to go quiet. There's not much left to say. We do have some things still coming. We've got UB4, the PC game show. You got the Capcom show. But for the most part, the runway is wide open before Xbox gets to talk. Not a lot of people are going to say anything in the hours leading up to their show. Everyone's going to go quiet, and all those cards that Xbox kept close to their chest, well, they get to put them on the table. Let's just hope it's a solid hand and not one that should have been folded. And that's the show open. Thank you guys so much for being here. I did it again, a 30-minute show open. I've just tried my darndest to make those a little bit faster, and I just can't. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I hope you're enjoying your time. I have some updates to my chat that I can now check. I can check fan funding. Thank you for 21 months, Ginger Prime. Thank you for 1 month, Perfect Image. There are more zombie games and really good games that I'm waiting for. Rise of Ronin, Tekken 8, GTA 6. Some players don't like zombie games. And then back to live chat. Thank you guys so much for being here. Make sure you're smashing the like button. Let's hit 200 likes on the day just to get things started. Let's get the member goal started. Let me turn the coffee alert on. If you order coffee, it'll pop up on the screen now. It'll pop up with your screen name if you put that in the shopping cart. And Mike on the mic wants to start the day off right. You guys unlocked an emote yesterday. You have surpassed the members' high goal, the members' record on this channel. You had 3846 as of this morning, and Mike on the mic going to push that record a little bit higher, about 150 away from the beard shave. 10 months from God Howard, welcome back. 12 months from Veeder, welcome back. 1 whole year with Veeder. Thank you so much. Good to see you in the chat feed. Thank you, everybody, for being here this morning. Smash that like button. It helps this video find more people. Mike on the mic's members are now going out. Guys, keep something in mind. We're always going to lose some members and gain some members. We are down to 3,800 one more time. We slipped a teeny bit down to 3,800. You did hit your VIP goal. 303 VIPs. Creature and I will be playing Returnal today. You're going to want to upgrade to VIP to see that. You're going to miss that if you're not here. Kryl with 20 months and it's a VIP. He'll get to watch it. Rainbow with 19 months and a VIP. They'll get to watch it. And a gifted member from Rissick to just push the number a little bit further. Thank you, Rissick. If you guys get a gifted member, don't forget that tonight is Friday Night with Madam. We spend about an hour or two just hanging out, talking with you guys, having some drinks and laughs. It's no longer Game Night with Madam. It's Friday Night with Madam. We will be playing a game at the end of the night. Whether it's Fortnite or Fall Guys is up to you. So tune in tonight so you can vote. Striker1 was 17 months. Thank you, sis. It's been fun. Raptor gifts another membership and pushes the line a little bit further. Thank you so much for being here. And then Chronic Spin Dash renews their membership for 25 months. So Raptor's going to push us to 7. And then, oh, there it is. There it is. 27 members already on the day. Here comes Rissick bringing the big ones. And then Craig's going to drop 1, taking us to 32 members on the day. You guys are absolutely crushing it. We are 9 days into June. 9 days into June. You guys are the absolute best. I can't say it enough. I cannot say it enough. Hang on, let me check on this one. I'm pretty sure I made the right call. Yeah, I did. Okay. Thank you guys so much. So many people here. Is Risick trying to win both the Agents of Chaos Award and the Eknor Award? I believe so. Thrifty, good to see you. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth was a perfect closing announcement. PlayStation gave the 20 million viewers 2 very big reasons to buy a PS5. Marketing genius. I'm telling you, Thrifty, I really truly think some people don't really understand what PlayStation is doing. I don't like it. I'm not a Final Fantasy fan, you know? I knew Spider-Man was coming this year. I didn't need a release date and concept art. So I'm just kind of like, whatever, PlayStation. But in light of the global market, that's pretty good. That's pretty good play. I don't like it. I'm sitting here thinking, come on, man. Have something bigger than that. Only you're a shot in the dark and you're too late, and you give love a bad name. Dude, that game looked fun, F-Cat. You don't gotta lie. Craig. That game looked fun. What was it called? Toxic Commando. Now, listen, I'll say it. We got Starship Troopers. We got Hell Riders. We got a lot of games that are falling into that grab a couple buddy and shoot aliens, okay? We are getting some of those games. And they're all kind of coming out at the same time. So they might start to step on each other's toes a little bit. They might start to feel a little bit like white noise. I'll readily admit that. But they look fun. There's nothing wrong with just a fun game with the boys, you know? I think there's room for those games in the market. Kind of surprised that the Porsche thing Xbox is a Series X and not an S, considering they're prioritizing the S. Well, the X is the one they really like to show off. It is a beautiful looking console. I thought the Porsche thing was awesome. I'm not even gonna buy something like that, but I thought the Xbox Porsche thing, I thought it looked really cool. It looked like there were some other ones too. They only showed the one. Were there other designs? They were kind of behind. I didn't get to see them. Yeah, we can't forget about Baldur's Gate 3. That's basically an inadvertent PlayStation 5 exclusive for now. PlayStation did not have a terrible, showing. You got a Spider-Man 2 release date. You got Baldur's Gate 3, which you can't get on Xbox, and you got Final Fantasy VII Rebirth that you can't get on Xbox. That's not bad. Now, I tried Lies of P. If you guys haven't tried the Lies of P demo, check it out. 33 members on the day. Joker's just going to push the number just a little bit. Just give it a little nudge there. Thank you so much, Joker, for doing that. You're the absolute best. Total member count is at 3831. You guys are officially 170 members away from the beard shave. This is the closest we've ever been. Absolutely insane how close you are. They're not for sale, they're to win. Yes, that does need to be stated. The Xbox Porsche designs and controller designs are not for sale. It was just a cool showcase. I guess I said I wouldn't buy something like that. I didn't want to give the indication you could buy them. Sorry, that was my mistake. You can't buy them. I just thought they looked cool, that's all. Get your credit card ready for Marvel Snaps. Gaming is dead. I don't get Sky is Falling, folks like yourself, man. I don't. I feel like you can let one thing ruin your whole day. It was such a great showcase. Go download the Lies of P demo. The Witchfire gameplay looked great. Prince of Persia, Mortal Kombat gameplay. It looked awesome. There were so many good things there. There are even games that don't interest me that looked cool. That Warhaven game, that game looked like For Honor on steroids. Why play a Souls-like when I can play Souls? I don't know. Why play a video game when you can play an Atari? Do you hear yourself? What do you mean? Why play a Souls-like when I can play Souls? Because games like Thymesia are really enjoyable? What? I don't understand. There's so many good games to be played. You only play the original? Yeah, I don't play side-scrollers. Why? I can just play Mario. Yeah, I don't know why you guys are playing all these open-world action-adventure games. I can play Mario 64. Why are you wasting your time on all those games? I can just play this game over here. Jiminy Christmas. What a terrible way to live in the video game landscape. Foggy with 12 months, a whole year. Welcome back, Foggy. Some people only want to see games they've never heard of that they have just started in production, or they're just saying so because they can't come up with a better excuse for being such moans. Here's the thing, okay? I do not want to get preachy, but I'm probably going to get a little preachy. Yo, see more butts! He says, dude, we're taking the beard. We can do it. Pushes us all the way above the goal of 50 to 53. The next goal is 75. He's the agent of chaos, and he hits the goal, bringing it home. You guys are going to get right on the doorstep of the beard shave today. I can feel it. I can feel your energy. You're bringing the energy. You're bringing the heat. It's happening. I can feel it. We are going to have a VIP stream today as well. Me and Creature are playing Returnal together. If you got a gifted member, consider upgrading. It's $5 to upgrade. Like it's like you got a free membership and then you get a nice free upgrade. I'm gonna unbox this for members as well. I might do this tonight right here. I might unbox that with Madam tonight. Seymour Butts also hits 11 months and is a VIP. Show us the baby face, he says. This is a good Christian YouTube stream. Of course you want to get preachy. That's right. That's right. Now, if you guys would all turn, I need everybody to turn to your Bibles to, I'm just kidding. I should have like a big family Bible that I pull out for that bit. But then you'd get on me, Eugene, about having a prop. So, no prop, just the joke. Everybody calm down. Flashbacks to Sunday school. Sorry about that if that's triggering for you, right? You know, if you got your hand slapped a lot, you know, by a nun or something, I hope I didn't, you know, give you any, hopefully you don't need any return to therapy. Listen to me. I'm going to get a little preachy. I'm going to get a little preachy about showcases like this and what people want. I believe we're entering a new stage of marketing, and I think some people are a glutton for punishment. They want to go back to the old days of marketing where they would show you all these amazing cinematic trailers, and then we wouldn't see the games for 4 or 5 years. And then by the time the game shows up, it's nothing like what we saw. This happened with Watch Dogs, this happened with The Division 1, this happened with Anthem. I don't want to go back there. Do you want to go back there? Well, then quit all your belly aching. This is a much better showcase than anything we've gotten in the past. These games, the release dates are all right around the corner. We saw gameplay, jam-packed full, a year full of games. We've already had 12 really good games. Yo! DK Baker with 1, and then the man himself takes us to 104. YouTube Lurker is committed. He's committed. You will not stop what we're doing here. I don't care how many gifted members go to people that we have to ban. You will lose and we will win. We will rise to the top. YouTube Lurker gave a great little speech the other day in a members only stream, and he is putting his money literally where his mouth is. Huge support, and 5 coming in from Javier Codo. Thank you so much, Javier. We're taking it to 109. Unbelievable. YouTube Lurker just taking over the chat. DB Cooper's going to give 1. Takes us to 110. 110. But I mean this, though. Hear me. Hear me. I swear Lono is half British sometimes. What did I say? What did I say, Hilly? But I mean this, dude. I swear I'm just trying to have a morning show and these mother effers can't stop interrupting with their toxic generosity. Some of us want quality and not quantity. Okay, but Darren, I am not going to try to convince you to think differently, but I would like to understand what you think. I don't understand. I don't understand what you think. I don't understand your position. In your mind, what would raise the quality? Because when I'm looking at the event, I'm looking at Prince of Persia Surprise with gameplay, release date around the corner. Mortal Kombat 1 gameplay, release date around the corner. Path of Exile 2 gameplay, release date around the corner. Witchfire, amazing new gameplay. Early access right around the corner. Remnant 2, I forget when that game's release date is. Sonic Superstars, release date right around the corner. Lies of P, release date right around the corner, and they drop a demo. I'm literally only to announcement number 12. I'm out of breath. Like, what would be more quality? I'm only 12 announcements in. Games, gameplay, release dates. Games, gameplay, release dates. These are it's all the things we've always asked for from a showcase. I don't need a bunch of hype and trailers to make me go, oh, what's that game? 2026? 2025? Did you miss Javier's 5? No, because YouTube Lurker took us to 104, Javier took us to 109, and then DB Cooper took us to 110. I got Javier. I got him. I did. Thank you for checking, though. Stop giving me zombie games. I was one game out of 47 was a zombie game. I'm genuinely curious. What more do you want? I literally just rattled off a bunch of big things. It was only 12. I'm only 12 announcements in. What was absent? I am not going to sit here and try and tell you you're wrong, the event was great. I am trying to understand you. What are you looking for? What's the ideal? You came at this event with an ideal in mind. That ideal was not met. And you're like, mid, lame, not a good show. Okay, outline it for me. Describe it to me. What was the ideal? What was the thing that just didn't show up? I get if you were looking for Armored Core 6 gameplay, if you were convinced that Death Stranding 2 would be there, okay, I understand you might be a little disappointed. I thought they were going to be there too. Which announcement showing you most excited about? I'll be honest with you. There wasn't anything that, like, stole the show for me. There wasn't like a, oh my gosh, that stole the show. I just thought it was consistent. It was like, we got a great year ahead of us. Monet gifted a membership. Thank you so much. Taking us to 111. Let me give you guys a total member count because you are going crazy. You're super, super close. Always keep low expectations. I thought we were getting Budokai Tenkaichi 4, but that's just me. Okay. And I'll you were at 3889, 111 away from the beard shave. This is the closest we've ever been. You're almost to the final 100 countdown. That is freaking insane. That's insanity. You're 11 members away from the final 100 countdown. My wife's in the room. She's like, oh, really? She's really excited. Oh, a little bit closer now. 5 more from Mike on to Mike, taking us to 116 members on the day. You guys are crazy. Oh, don't forget, I owe you 20 right now. I owe you 20. So my 20 on top of that, you are actually only needing about 90 more. Oh my gosh, I think you guys might do it today. With mine, I think you guys are going to do it. Oh, no. Oh, I can't do that. That's not fair. Because there's no way to go to the total and extract mine out. All of a sudden, Madam gifts 50. E3 pre-sicky, says Belly Boy, meant bombs. Microsoft and Sony would drop bombs. Now we're getting back to normal. People assume these bombs will be dropping again. They aren't, and they need to adapt. This is how it is now. I agree with you, Belly Boy, so much. This is the new era, man. This is the way marketing will be. I'm going to cancel my membership so you keep the beard. Beard abuse is not welcome in the reformed world. Oh, yeah, that's good. Beard gone tonight? No. It's a goal for June. If I shave it, and I'm not shaving it immediately, we will shave it in a timely fashion. You know, like maybe like right before I go away to the beach. You'll get to see me for a couple of days. 15 more members. Javier drops a 10 and Brian drops a 5, taking us to 131, passing that goal. Oh my goodness. This is insane. You guys are going to do it. You guys are going to do it. I was so worried after yesterday. I was like, they're going to hit that friggin' 4,000. Oh my. Oh, 5 more from Deadly Dad Gaming, taking us to 136. 136, maybe the week before I leave, so it has time to grow back before I leave. Mike on the mic with a $5 super chat tip. Put respect on Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Also, Lono, we taking this community to the moon. I believe it. I believe in you. I believe in us, Mike on the mic. And listen. I am not trying to start a console war. I have empathy, sympathy. I understand why the Xbox guys were like, what the frick was that? That was a terrible show ender. Why? They can't play it. I would have felt similarly if it was a title I didn't care about, well, I don't care about Final Fantasy VII. See, here's the thing. I actually wasn't excited about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth as a gamer. I wasn't. I was excited for Keighley. As someone who's been on that side of the camera and been on that side of production and done interviews, like, I was excited for Keighley. I wasn't excited for Final Fantasy VII. I don't play that. I'm not going to play that game. Vengeance comes in with 5 more. The beard is ours, chat is saying today. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Like, I actually totally get it. The bombs get dropped throughout the entire year now, not just at one show, says Eugene. Yeah. Okay, let me give you guys just a slight trip down a history lesson, okay? Traditionally, E3 was the only time you had everybody paying attention to you. So E3 meant you better bring everything, right? You remember that Star Trek movie where he's like, fire everything? Like, that's what they would do. They would literally show up to E3 and they're like, this is it. We have to show every announcement, every game, every trailer, everything we've got, and turn the temperature up to 110 degrees. Okay? Now, they do not have to do that. We live in the digital age. They can do their own press conference. They can do their own showcase. They can push out a trailer, and it's just as effective as back in the day when they would go to E3. Back when journalists got on planes to cover things. Right. We're not in that era anymore, so the marketing has changed. They don't need to show up to a Keighley event or an E3 event. I'm here to tell you. I don't think Xbox casts a vision beyond next year, and that's a good thing. If you go to the Xbox showcase and you say, oh, I better get updates on 10 first-party games, they better start talking about 2025 and beyond. No. I think Xbox is going to talk about what's coming this year, Forza Motorsport and Starfield, maybe a surprise drop, and then they're going to talk about what's coming next year. I think you'll see Hellblade 2, I think you'll see Avowed, probably 2 others, and then that's it. Now, they might remind you of some projects, but I don't think marketing is going to be that way anymore. I don't. I think it makes way more sense to have shorter marketing windows and release dates that are right around the corner. Osiris with a $5 super chat. If Jack 4 ever shows up, I'll donate 50 memberships, and I'm not playing. Well, thank you so much. Let me give you guys an updated member count, because we're 9 away from the next goal. So right now, I owe you 20. Oh my gosh, 5 more from Javier, taking us to 146. Gee, many freaking Christmas. 3919. You are now officially 75 away. I owe you 25. I'm about to owe you 30. You're like 50 away. You're like 50 away. If you guys hit 200, I'll just gift what I owe, and we'll just check the count to see if we can't get it as high as possible. You're like 50 away. Oh, man. 5 more from Cardoc Ren. Dadgummit. That takes us to 151, 175. Osiris is going to end up making me play Jack 4. Shorter marketing windows, only providing release window and dates dropping when they're 100% confident. Do you know who started that, says Eugene? Who started that? I actually don't know. Lone about to shut down the stream. Yeah, guys, another great month. It's Friday. You got really close to 4,000. All right, we'll see y'all later. Take a week off and come back to 3,000 members. Aw, shucks, guys. You almost had it. 152 members now. DK Beggar pokes a total one more time. FCAT upgrades to VIP. My man. I wish more people would convert FCAT. So many people out there just hating me needlessly. Just little moment of transparency. Add Nor with 5 more. 157. Thank you so much. I might get into this a little bit more tonight with members and with my wife. I made a distinct decision last night. In the wake of this showcase and the negativity that was out there, I threw out a tweet knowing that I would likely get attacked and people would say, you're a pony, you're a this, you're that. I said that I felt, I'll read you the tweet. So I send out this tweet. TJ Rage with a gifted member taking us to 158. Guys, you can do single bombs and just move the needle, right? You can move it one at a time. So I send out this tweet, and I just say, I've been covering video games for almost a decade, and I'm convinced many people have evolved into some twisted version of a gamer who no longer even likes video games. Brand loyalty, scorekeeping, or calling everything mid is the only video game they play now, right? And I knew sending that out, that's a genuine belief that I have. I'm not baiting. I genuinely believe that. I believe some people really need to come back down to the ground and just enjoy video games, okay? $5 super chat tip from No Face Lord, thank you. But I decided last night to, oh my gosh. Patrick Blanker once again blanks out the chat. He did it yesterday. 150 members yesterday and another 50 today. And Loch Ness 1 upgrades to VIP. We are at 208 members on the day. I'm just going to do what I owe in just a second when chat calms down. Another 50 from Ron M. and 10 from Detective Seeds. The beard stands no chance. The beard is kaput. There's no way that I get to keep this thing. You guys are crushing it. And somebody ordered some coffee, a mug, I should say. Somebody ordered a coffee mug. The chat has been destroyed. I tried to get transparent. I tried to talk. I tried to open up. And you shut the chat down with generosity. Patrick Blanker, you are a frickin' madman. Ron M, you're crazy. Detective Seeds, you're amazing. Zinthos with 21 months and it's a VIP. If you're not involved, get involved. This channel is going to the moon. Lord Horg with a month. You speaking the truth. They live in drama and doom and gloom. I order the coffee mug. Thank you so much, Osiris. And a gifted member from Raptor taking us to 269. Nice. The chat can't even calm down. I have to find another emote. I do. I have to quickly find another emote from those emails of emotes so that we can grab one and hold its spot. Goodness gracious. I was not anticipating this. Yeah, that guy. No, we have that one. Oh my gosh. While chat's going crazy, guys, do me a favor. Smash the like button. A gifted member from Avit takes it to 270. Little easy layup for a 5 bomb. Do we have rant? What does rant even look like? I think we do. We have rant. We have wrong. We have RNG. We have old. We have madam. We have crazy. We have blind. I think we have all of these. I don't know if I have any more emotes. I'm trying to find one for you guys. I might just have to do... do we have... We don't have Lono Cheers. All right, I got an idea. We'll do Lono Cheers just to hold the space. Let me just find where that one is. There it is. Okay. Original. Why won't it let me download it? Let me download the image. There it is. Okay. All right, I have an emote ready. Because we have to grab the space and hold it when you guys do this. Let me check the member count on the back end. You guys are absolutely insane. I was getting ready to get a little transparent, get a little open. Yeah. I'm going to update an emote. 4,048 members. A new channel record. Currently at 4,048 members. It is a banner. It is a banner day on the channel. Never ever before have we been this high. And you now have a Lono Cheers emote. We're just using that to hold the emote spot so we don't lose it, because we will obviously not be able to maintain 4,000 members. We will slip over the weekend. So I'm snagging that emote spot so we do not lose it. Lono Cheers will be live any second now. We will come up with a bald emote. What do you say? I can't hear over all the people gifting. Oh, my word. Okay. Back to me getting a little transparent. Guys, could we get 300 likes on the video? The video still needs to have all of its things, right? It needs all the ticks and the clicks and all those things need to happen, right? Over 600 people here. I'm going to be debating the showcase with Mike. If you guys don't agree with me, if you think this show was bad, if you think this show was mid, make sure that you guys show up for that. That's our second show of the day, a debate about Summer Game Fest. So we've been having a fun discussion right now, but you guys can really bring the debate power to that stream. That'll be in about 30 minutes. Okay. So last night when I sent that tweet, the tweet that I read to you guys about how I just feel like there's lots of people that don't enjoy video games. Taylor Made says there's no reason to stop. Let's keep going. He takes us to 290. He gifts 20 members. He's like, I gotta be a part of this. This is incredible. Unbelievable generosity. I can't even do my little talk. You guys are just nuts. I was doing some check-in with myself, okay? I've been in therapy since 2018. It's been 5 years of therapy, and I did a little check-in with myself last night because I had noticed that I had been getting a little irritable. I had been noticing that I had been getting on a wavelength of, like, toxicity. I kind of talked about it a little bit yesterday where I suddenly felt like I didn't want the Xbox showcase to be good, and it had nothing to do with Xbox. I love Xbox. I love my Xbox. I love all the games I have on it. I like Game Pass. I like Phil Spencer. And I suddenly felt this desire for the showcase to be bad. And it had nothing to do with the showcase. It had to do with everybody on Twitter. And it was like, you're toxic, you attack me, you're nasty. I want it to be bad because that's what you deserve, because I think, you're terrible people. And I finally just realized that I needed to just block everybody that was like that. I just have no interest in being on your wavelength. I've never been on that wavelength. I haven't been. I think it's why I was so shocked when everybody kept calling me a pony. I was like, I don't understand. I don't understand this treatment. I don't understand this attitude. I've never been on that wavelength. My content has never been about that. If you go and look at everything on this channel from when we started streaming here in 2021, I was like, I've never been on this wavelength. I don't understand why people are coming at me like this. And I started to realize, like a wavelength infection, like a radio band that I started getting tuned to, I started thinking like that. I started feeling like that. It was like, well, now I want the showcase to be bad because screw you. And the way you talk to me, and the way you treat me, and the way you attack me. And I don't want to be on that wavelength. I don't. It's unhealthy. It's nasty. So I'm blocking anybody that's on that wavelength. Anybody that comes at me with nastiness or attacks, I don't care if it's a content creator. I don't care who it is. It's just an immediate block. It's like, you know what? I don't want to be on your wavelength. It's not healthy. It's not good for my mental health. It's not good for my brand. It's not good for my content. It started to infect the way, like, somebody would come in and say something, and I would just kind of immediately be annoyed by them. And it was just like, I don't want to be like that. I've always tried to be, somebody who champions empathy and kindness and conversations. And while I enjoy passionate debates, there is this line between passionate debate and just kind of being nasty. And I started to feel like I was getting nasty. And I was like, I don't want to be nasty. I don't want to do this. There were times where I would be on a walk with my family and I would still feel like I'm on that wavelength, like almost irritable, almost annoyed. And I'd have to like almost adjust my wavelength to my children's laughter and mirth and joy. And it always made me feel better. And I was like, I'm not doing this with y'all anymore. I don't care who it is. You're just blocked. I don't want to see you. I don't want to see your tweets. I don't think the energy you put out into the universe is good. I don't. And I have to take care of myself. You know, I have to take care of me, and I have to take care of my brand, and I have to take care of my family. There were times where, like, I felt myself getting short and snippy, and it was because I was, like, opening up Twitter to check on something, and there was just a bunch of nastiness. And I just kept saying, hate is engagement. If they engage and they're hateful, it's engagement. You're getting impressions. Just ignore them. Just ignore them. But eventually I was just like... I'm getting tuned into that dial, and I do not want to be. It's just gross, and it's bad for my mental health. It's bad for my spiritual journey. It's bad for my relationships. And I was like, you know what? You and those like you don't even get to show up in my timeline anymore. I want to enjoy this time of the year. I want to enjoy the Future Game Show and the Xbox Showcase and You Forward. I want to enjoy those things. And I don't want to have some weird wavelength infection ruining that. It's like, no. No. You're out of the picture now. You're just out of the picture. One of these days we'll have a discussion about modeling emotions with temperature. You'll enjoy it. Well, and the funny thing is I started noticing it happening, and a good friend reached out and said, hey, man, there's a vibe sometimes in the channel recently, and I know that's not you. He's like, I know that's not you. And I was like, brother, I just did a check-in last night, and I was like, I got to block all this. I got to get all this out of my sight lines because it's messing with me, and I don't want it to affect the content. I don't want it to affect how I engage with people. Those people being zero value to the world, they bring zero value to the world or the people around them. They're a virus. They are a virus. Like, I felt like I was getting infected by something. I was like, ugh, I gotta like shake this off like this film at the end of the day. I was like, ugh. I don't want to put that energy out into the world. Like, it's so cyclical. It's like they lash out at you and then you lash back out at them. And it's like, it's just endless. It's this endless cycle. And I would much rather carve out a path where if someone comes in and disagrees, you know, I don't feel this. I'll tell you what it is. It's scar tissue. I got mercilessly attacked 3 years ago, and then early this year I got mercilessly attacked again because I don't agree with people's view of the Activision deal. So I got attacked. I got targeted. They came to the channel. They were in my Twitter mentions. They were in my DMs. You know, I had major outlets saying terrible things, and it was just like, so I got defensive. You know, it's hard not to get defensive when people are attacking you, but I don't want that to be what the brand is about. I don't want that to be what I'm about, because I'm not about that. So I did that check-in last night, and I was just like, machete. You're all blocked. If anybody says anything in my mentions like that, it's just instant block. You're soft. No, I'm taking care of my mental health and my brain, and you are not a part of my journey. The energy you bring and the wavelength that you're on is not one that I want to be a part of. I don't even want to see it. I was literally following people just to kind of keep tabs on like what people thought, and it's just like, no, you're just a toxic smear merchant. You're just a liar, and the wavelength that you're on is not something I need in my brain. Just can't do it. Reforge Gaming is the most neutral gaming discussion on YouTube. They don't know what they're talking about. I literally had a guy reach out in a DM today, and I just said, man, I wish people would just give me a chance. Just come watch the show. Like, give me a fair shot. You're convinced I'm something that I'm not. People act like they know me. It's like, you don't know me. You don't know my history. You don't know my... To be cast in the way that the light that they cast me in, I was like, I've never been about that, ever. I remember getting lots of ridicule for praising the Xbox showcases, and I never understood why. You know, I was like, I thought it was a great showcase. I thought it was awesome. I don't know what the issue is. I've never been that way. Come on, it was just mid. Don't be a shill. So listen, it's a big day. We hit a 4,000 member goal. We're on the cusp of 300 just on today. There's a little transparency for you. Help keep me accountable. Like, be like, hey man, don't get on that wavelength, bro. I don't want to be on that wavelength. I just don't. I want to be well above that band. That radio band is trash, and I don't want to go down there again. I want to enjoy games. I want to enjoy my job. Like, everything's going so well for us. Why would I be angry right now? How could I be angry? What a terrible way. What a terrible way to experience where we are right now. We've achieved something that was seemingly impossible a year ago. And we're not even halfway through Summer Game Fest. You know? We're not. We got a lot. We got a lot still coming. We got Future Game Show, we got Xbox, we got Starfield, we got PC Gamer, we got UB Forward. Let's enjoy this time. It's supposed to be Christmas for video game, man. It's supposed to be Christmas for video games. Severin Evans, while I don't agree with everything you say, Lono, I do think you have a right to say it. Don't apologize to people for opinions either. Good luck. Well, Severin, you're one of the people I snapped at the other day, and I'm sorry. Like, you've been around. I know you hang out in lots of podcasts, and you made a little snarky remark about, the news cycle must be slow because I was covering Redfall, and I just freaking bit your head off. And it's like, I don't want to be that reactionary. I should have just been like, what are you talking about? What do you mean? Like, I think that's always the best path, is just ask the question. Like, what do you mean? What drove you to that conclusion, right? I was way too harsh with you. I think you were being snarky and didn't need to take a jab. You didn't need to take a jab at me, but I didn't need to answer back in the way that I did. But part of the reason I answered back in the way that I did is I just felt like I was constantly under attack. I felt like a caged animal. It's like, leave me alone. It's like, stop poking me with sticks. Yo, Quintar says 300 can be done, and he rolls it over to 301. So incredibly generous. Thank you so much, Quintar. Perfect Image with a $5 super chat tip. I love games, but when these events bring zombie games, it makes me hate Sony event and summer event games. The other controller that was announced, we know it was coming. Hey, man, look, if you don't want to play zombie games, how many zombie games were even at this event? How many? I like when we're on the same page. Yeah, Creature, exactly. Is there more Summer Game Fest today? Today, there is the Tribeca thing. We're not going to cover that. I don't really have time for it, so. 300, this is Sparta. Let me give you a total member count. 4,078. Striker just upgraded to VIP. We're at 4,078. That's just absolutely insane. One, maybe two. Yeah, weren't there only like 2 zombie games? What are you talking about? What? I'm not trying to be dismissive. I don't understand what you're referring to. I mean, okay, Dead by Daylight's kind of zombie-ish, but that was more about Nick Cage. I don't know what game you're referring to. Because we know Toxic Commando, that was the John Carpenter game. Was there another game that was like a zombie game? Tribeca? I hardly know her. 306 VIPs that get to enjoy the Returnal stream today with me and Creature. You guys unlocked that, by the way. That's today. It's VIPs only. Tonight, all these new members, don't forget tonight, it's Friday Night with Madam. We changed the name. It's no longer Game Night with Madam. It's Friday Night with Madam. The first 1 to 2 hours is like a debrief with Madam and me on the week. Just a time to talk to us, have some drinks and some laughs. We will play games at the end of the night. Tonight it's going to be either Fortnite or Fall Guys. Make sure those games are installed and updated, and then come to the stream to vote. You have to come to the stream to vote. 5 spot from Severin. I don't think I was being snarky or coming across that way. I come to you for news, and Redfall was old news to me. No harm, no foul, though. We're good. Well, you're mature enough to see through it. I mean, it was news to me because Jason Schreier broke it down and it sounded like Anthem. And from my perspective, anything that sounds like what happened to Anthem is big news. Because I liked Anthem and I covered Anthem extensively. So again, when you know my history, you would understand why. Like, oh, of course Lono's going to cover Jason Schreier doing an autopsy on Redfall. He loved Anthem, and that was a crazy big story when Schreier broke that story. It wasn't old news on Anthem when he did that. It was like, oh my gosh. And I felt very similarly about Redfall. I even predicted it. I said, I guarantee you we get an article from Schreier on this dadgum game because something happened. I was like, something's not right the way these devs are talking on Twitter. Patrick Blanker with a 6 spot. Just be yourself and thank you for your openness. Rise above hate, Lono. Keep up the content. Patrick Blanker, I just want to say a specific and direct thank you to you. The generosity that you've dropped on this channel in the last 48 hours is just unprecedented. You and the goal that we had on VIP with Stone Spire, just absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. I do need to take that off. Stone Spire is no longer going to do the 100 gifteds. He's already done his 100 gifted, so I need to take that off the VIP command. How does a game like WB Montreal make Arkham Origins and then make Gotham Knights? I couldn't tell you. We definitely have some stinker games behind us. We haven't had the greatest season of games. There certainly has been some things that are rough. But I still think there's lots of great games to play right now. Seeing a lot of people complaining that Sony is skipping Gamescom. Sony doesn't go to Gamescom. Yeah, Sony's never been at Gamescom. We've covered it the last 2 or 3 years. Sony's never been there. Sony's not going to go to events like that. They do their own thing. They do state of plays. They do their own showcases. Like that's the way forward for some of these brands. They don't feel the need to go to these events, and I get it. I totally get it. Got to go back and play Returnal. Love that game. Is there not a way to listen to the member shows on mobile without leaving my screen on? Sadly, that is a bug that they have not fixed yet. We don't know why it's happening. We don't know. Xbox fanboys will only change their tune when something really wrong goes at Sony and you do a video on it denouncing it. But I've already done that. I called the Sony PlayStation Showcase week and I did a video about The Last of Us port to PC. And then the Sony Pony fanboys will denounce you. It's a stupid thing. No. Sony fans did not denounce me when I called the Showcase week and when I called out The Last of Us port. Do you want to know why? Because it was true. I didn't have a single hardcore Sony fan. I know they're out there. I know they're a little cray-cray, but I didn't have a single one of them come at me sideways for my coverage of the Showcase or The Last of Us PC port, because everything I said was just true. It was like, the Showcase was disappointing. The Showcase didn't have enough first party. The Showcase didn't have enough gameplay. You were quiet for 2 years, and this is what you decide to do? Like, I complained about God of War Ragnarok marketing last year as well. I complained about that. I was irritated. I was like, just freaking talk to us. This is annoying. In 2018, I made fun of the PlayStation Showcase, where they had an intermission. I was like, this is the stupidest thing. I always thought Xbox's showcases were better. I always said that. I was like, Xboxes are better. They do a better job engaging the digital audience than Sony did. Sony had like somebody playing a dadgum guitar and all these lights hanging in the room. I was like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Why are you doing this? And then they had an intermission. I'm like, what? I've never once gotten taken to task by Sony fans for just calling out stuff that I think is stupid or bad. But I'm telling you, I say anything about Xbox and I get a lot of heat. You know? The other day, we wasted 20 minutes debating the Series S because I said, I don't think Microsoft will focus on next-gen power in their showcase because of the Series S. I don't think they can focus on power. I don't think that's not like a scandalous observation. That's like a super logical observation. Like, I own a Series X. I would really love to see showcases that stress the power of the Series X, and I don't think that's going to happen. I just don't think it's going to happen. 5 gifted members from Javier taking us to 306. Thank you so much. I was in total agreement. Keep the great content. Love your work. Thank you, GNS. GNS, how have you not snagged a gifted member? You must be on like a branded account or something, because we've had so many gifted members recently. You should have gotten one. Gamers can be sensitive. I know. Like, I know both sides can be toxic and nasty, okay? But the breed of toxicity is different. Let me explain to you the difference that I have noticed, okay? Because in about 10 minutes, we're going to get to debate the showcase, okay? Behemoth with 27 months, and it's a VIP plus. Hi, Lono. Congratulations on your success and the subscriber count. I think Summer Game Fest was amazing, and I liked it a lot. Thank you, Behemoth. I did as well. Let me explain to you the difference in toxicity, okay? In my experience, in the last couple of months, I'm just going to tell you my experience with toxic PlayStation fans and toxic Xbox fans, okay? Toxic PlayStation fans, they hurl all of their ire and all of their nastiness. They throw it all at Xbox and the Xbox fans, okay? They don't hurl anything at me or content creators who criticize Sony. They don't. Now, if a PlayStation, now if an Xbox podcast criticizes Sony, they obviously hurl it at them. And I'll be honest with you, a lot of the content and a lot of the videos and a lot of the things I saw criticizing Sony was garbage. It was drivel. When you make a thumbnail with Jim Ryan crying and you call him a liar and you call him Jim Ryan crying, of course you're going to get hate and toxicity. You're asking for it. You're putting that energy out into the world. So why would I expect anything else in your comments and your mentions? You're literally a troll baiting trolls. You don't get to suddenly be like, look how toxic these fans are. Huh? Like going into a bar and slapping the bartender on the face and calling everybody losers. And then when you get shoved out the door being like, that bar's just really unwelcoming. Like you invited it, okay? Now the difference in my experience with the Xbox fan base is they do hurl all their ire right back at the PlayStation boys because it's like a freaking tennis match of toxicity, okay? But anybody says anything negative about Xbox and they will attack. It doesn't matter what you say. I can have a very generic thumbnail and title and just say very basic things and I get attacked. It's like, I don't understand. You had a weak year last year. You didn't have a lot of games. I'll get attacked for saying that. I'll bring up the Series S and its weak power, and people will just lie. They'll just lie. That's the difference in my experience. It's like, I can call out PlayStation. I called out PlayStation when they weren't going to let people get their free upgrade to Horizon Forbidden West for the $10. I said, that's bull. I said, make good on what you said. Do what you promised. I called them out about their God of War Ragnarok marketing. I was like, this is annoying. Just talk to us. Called them out Last of Us PC port. Called their showcase weak. I didn't get any hate for that. I didn't get any hate. I had a bunch of Xbox fans claim that I didn't go hard enough and that I defended the showcase. They just lie and they misrepresent the content. They lie about me. You can't breathe without lying, some of y'all. That's been the difference in my experience. And that's why I just had to tap out of that wavelength. It's like, I can't do this. I can't do this. Your brand and what you contribute to the world is just toxicity and lies. And it's not worth trying to combat. It's not worth trying to engage. It isn't. I'm not going to argue with the donkey about the color of the sky. I'm not going to argue with a donkey about the color of the sky. And I'm not even going to let a donkey walk into town. It's more than that. It's more than that. I'm not going to engage in those arguments. I'm not going to argue about the color of the sky with a donkey from that fable I told you guys. But I'm going to go further than that. I'm going to put up a sign that says, no donkeys welcome. You can't come in here. We don't serve your kind here. Like, you're not welcome. Not in my timeline. Not in my chat. I'll just block you. And if you think that's some kind of a win, if you think that's some kind of a dunk, like, oh, he's so weak. Yeah, man, he's blocking us. Listen, I scrape dog crap off my feet for the same reason. I don't want your stench in my house. When the trash smells funny, I tie it up and I take it outside. I'm not blocking you because you rattled me. It's like, I don't want your stench in my life. Like, I don't want to be around your wavelengths. Your energy is toxic. It's gross. It hurts my mental health. Like, my life and mental health is more important than worried about what some stranger on the internet thinks about me because he insulted me. Like, I guess I'm supposed to show that I'm tough by not blocking you? Like, I don't know what that is. I don't know who's tracking those internet points. I don't know if there's judges somewhere or there's a competition somewhere. But it's like, Donkeys need stables too. They just don't get to sit at the dinner table until they learn some manners. Pretty much. And listen, I'm not saying this is all about Xbox people either. I've blocked PlayStation folks for similar facts. I had people get all up my nose about Final Fantasy when I said the gameplay didn't look like it would appeal to me. I just blocked those people. I was like, see ya. You trashing the Series S is not toxic. But I haven't trashed the Series S. I've only spoken about the Series S in facts. That's the difference between me and you. I don't see facts as trashing something. I don't. There were plenty of people that were going to buy a Series S, and then they saw the facts, they saw the information, and they didn't. I've never trashed, and I've never been toxic about it either. I've never been nasty and been like, look at all you losers that bought a Series S. That's toxicity. Talking about the fact that it has a memory bottleneck, that it's weak, that it has hamstrung that generation of console, that's not toxic. That's facts leading to an opinion. Thank you, Javier, for 10 more. When you say you've just trashed the Series S, you're either admitting that you don't watch my content, you don't listen to it, or you just read something on Twitter. I've never trashed the Series S. Trashing it would be, it's a piece of junk, people that bought it are losers, you're just a bunch of brokies that can't afford a next-gen system, stay mad brokies. Like, that's toxic. Me saying it's got a memory bottleneck, games are struggling to run over there, I have concerns about Starfield running on the Series S. How is that? None of that's trashing or toxic. It's just basic fact stating. What I mean is, let them peek through the window so they know what they're missing. Maybe that'll motivate them to make changes. We have converted trolls before. Right. And Valiant, that's always my hope. That's always my hope. I'm not going to engage with it on Twitter. I'm just going to block you. I'm not going to follow you. I have no interest in you and your ilk. I just don't. I don't have any interest in seeing it, so you're blocked. You know, you find me on YouTube and you watch for a little bit, you'll notice some of these guys got real big. They got real big stones on Twitter, but they never come into the stream. They never come into the chat. They'll clip snipe and throw me in their grifting videos, but they don't have the stones to come into the chat. They don't. Just cowards. You got all these big balls on Twitter. You won't come by the show and say any of that crap. So, you're blocked. I don't want to see it. You come into the stream, hang out for a little bit. You might realize you were wrong. You might realize it's a fun place to hang out. Everybody here is pretty dope. We don't let fanboys stick around. I've banned at least 4 PlayStation guys. I've banned at least 4 PlayStation guys in the history of this channel, and we've banned a little bit more of the Xbox guys. But Daddy Alex come. I mean, Alex doesn't do that. Alex and I are friends. We DM. People don't understand the relationship that Alex and I have. They think they do, but they don't. Alex and I are fine. He's never, ever once acted like, different on Twitter than he has in DMs or in his videos. You can tell even in his video where he reacted to me. It came from a place of love. Get out of here. All right. I got to schedule this stream with Mike. We got well off topic, but that's okay. That means the next stream won't be a bunch of repeat. The opening monologue was good, but if you guys disagree with me, agree with me, if you guys have high points from the Summer Game Fest show with Geoff Keighley, I want to know what y'all think. I want you guys to come and debate with myself and Mike about it. It's a back and forth show that we do every Friday. Then, if you're a VIP, you get to come with us to the VIP stream where I'm going to be playing Returnal with Creature, all right? The other thing I need to do is I need to gift all the members that I owe you guys. I need to gift all the members that I owe you guys. I'm just scheduling the stream right now that I'm going to have with Mike. They have done some really nice UI updates to the platform. The chat is so much better now. I hope they keep this update this time. Ula Tech gifts a member and bumps the line to 3, 8, I owe you guys 20 for every 100. I owe you 60 right now. Jiminy freaking Christmas. All right, I'm just going to quickly do the 50. Hang on a second. I got to check something. I have my PayPal attached for all the giftings, and I don't pay any attention to it. So I just need to make sure we're all good. I was worried about that. Let's... I just need to transfer. Transfer. Okay. Like, my spidey sense was tingling about it. My spidey sense was tingling. I was like, I'm about to drop a 50. Yeah, saying your transaction can't be completed. Hang on. Quintar just did another 10. Hang on a second. 28. Okay. Let me try again. It might take a second for it to realize. It might take it for a second to realize I've moved. I've moved funds. Here, I can use a credit card. No, it's not letting me do it. The transaction keeps failing. No matter what I use. Hang on, let me refresh the chat. Hang on, I gotta switch this over here too. I don't understand. Lono's gonna have his electric turned on. We had no problem doing it yesterday. Madam's coming in, glaring at me. All right, buy gifted memberships, 50. I might have to do a smaller amount. Let me try one more time on the PayPal. No. All right, let me try a smaller amount. I don't understand what's going on. I wonder if it's because I've done too many and they're like, yo, you need to chill out. There's a 20 and no. I don't know what this error code is for. ORPMCR. They don't have it listed on their site. Yeah, they're literally not letting me do it. Hang on. Let me do it from another browser. Might be getting flagged for suspicious activity. Some of you guys go so big, though. Why would it... Let me do it in another browser. It's not a problem of funds. The funds are there. I just verified that. Yeah. Maybe I need to add a credit card. I wonder if it's the credit card. How do you go to your credit? How do you go to your payment? Purchases and memberships. How do you adjust your payment on file? Where do you do that? Is that in settings? Billing and payments. Because I'm wondering, I have an updated credit card, and I wonder if I need to update that. I don't know where to do that. Shoot. I owe you guys so many. 12 months, keep the great work. Thank you so much, Reaper. Every bank is different. Well, one's PayPal and one's a credit card. So, yeah, it could be that Chase is like, hey, you need to chill the frick out. A bank turned my card off for that once. I don't know where I go in in YouTube to change the credit card because I'm wondering if the card is expired. I don't know where I go to change that. I don't know where those settings are. YouTube update credit card. Where do you change that? Manage your payment methods. It says here you should be able to go to click manage membership. Build. And then click the arrow next to payment method. I feel like such a freaking boomer. Click the arrow down next to payment method. I can't edit the credit card. It won't let me edit the credit card on file. So that was under your Google account? I think that's where it is, but I don't know where it is under my Google account. I go to payments and memberships, or purchases and memberships, or billing and payments, and it's just not there. Lono exposed. This is why Lono doesn't do tech hardware coverage. Yeah, I can't figure out where it is. I'm totally lost. Because I know they sent me a new credit card. So the old one, the credit card they have on file, it's the right credit card number. But I need to be able to go somewhere and update the expiration date. And I don't know where to do that. I don't see that in any of the settings in front of me. Like, I can't update backup payment method. Recommended upgrades. I can click on the Visa, but I can't edit it. Delete a payment method. Oh, it's under Google Pay. Yeah. Hang on. I think it's all under Google Pay. Oh, stupid. I want to make good on the ones that I owe you. I am so sorry about the delay. I want to make good on the stuff that I owe you guys. Payment methods. Yep, the Visa's expired. I knew it. All right, hang on. 06. Okay. Okay. Update the expiration date. Update expiration date. It is updated. I don't understand. Fix. Oh, hang on a minute. I just realized something. Hang on. Is it the wrong credit card listed? No, this is the wrong account. I'm on the wrong Google account. This is not the right credit card. I don't understand how I don't have any payment methods back here on this back end. I'm on the right account now, and I can't see the credit card. I'm on my main account. Hang on a second. This is so frustrating. Yeah, it won't complete the transaction. I just typed in the credit card brand new. I can't do it. This is so frustrating, YouTube. Okay, wait. I have an idea. I have an idea. Hang on a minute. I have an idea. Let me switch accounts. I can't gift members. What? Without becoming a... Do you have to be a member before you can gift a member? Yeah, I don't think you can gift a member until you are a member. All right. Well, hang on a second. Okay, the Brick Abbey can become a member, and now I can do member gifting. No, it's not an account level thing. It's like member gifting is jacked up all of a sudden. Yeah. I can't gift members even on a separate account. Let me completely switch to an account that's not associated with this email. Hang on. Thank you, Lawson, for another one. All right. I hate to do this in a show, but we got to figure this out because then I'll forget, and we want to hit the maximum amount of members so it's as many people as possible can tune in tonight. All right. Okay. There we go. It's got to be. It's literally got to be that my account is not allowed to buy. Maybe I've hit like Wow, new member going nuts. Oh my gosh. Purchases and memberships. Manage. Deactivate. End membership. Got it. I have to keep it on recurring. Yeah, I have to keep it on recurring or I'm not able to gift. Okay. I owe you 10 more. I just didn't want to do this in the talk show with Mike. I just did not want to do this in the talk show with Mike. Yeah, it wasn't even attempting to do the charges, though, Creature. It wasn't. Like, I'm not getting alerts from my bank. I'm not getting alerts from my bank. It never even hit my bank. It didn't. I think because I had to move funds and I hadn't moved funds, I think the PayPal one triggered on a fail and they're like, you know. And so I think it flagged the account. It flagged the account. So there's the 60 that I owe you. I owe you 5 more. I'll do it in the show with Mike. Okay, what a nightmare. Like, that was supposed to be like a big celebration. Okay. Thank you, Eyes in the Filthy Casual. Oh, and I have to add 1. Somebody gifted 1. I'm just going to round it up to 330 unless somebody wants to drop a 20 bomb in the next stream. Then I'll owe you guys 10. Let me get in this call with Mike. I am sorry, guys, about the delay. And then let me make sure I put myself in streamer mode. Okay, good. Okay, and then that. Okay. Well, at least you tried. This Lucas guy is so generous. Yeah. Okay. All right, you there, Mike?
Yep.
Sorry about that. So weird.
I had something to do in 10 minutes, so if we can speed this up.
It'd be the shortest show ever.
What the hell was I doing? I was just...
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
What's going on, chat? I can see this chat.
Yeah, you can see this one. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. First world problems. Thanks for your patience, everybody. I know that was kind of a weird crash landing after such an amazing start and amazing generosity. You guys are insane. Let me get everything set up for this show. I'm going to give you guys a link to this show. We'll also be redirecting to it. And we love to include you guys in the show. You can use super chats to do that. You can continue to gift members. You can continue to add comments if you don't agree with us, if you thought the show was mid or bad or trash. Just try not to make it, like, obviously toxic. We want it to be an enjoyable discussion. We don't want it to be one where, you know, people are lashing out and stuff like that. Okay. And let me give you guys a total member count now that I'm all paid up, just so we know what the record was. 4145. And I don't think that's enough for another emote. It's not. We need 55 more members for another emote. So I'm always checking that because I made that mistake last time. I didn't frickin' check, and we missed an opportunity to do an emote. So let me put a link in chat. And let me put a link in the Discord, and then I am going to send a tweet, and then we're going to get this show on the road. I know we're about 20 minutes late. I apologize for that. I did not anticipate I was like, oh, I've got plenty of time. Let me pay everybody up what I owe them. And then it didn't work. Okay. Can't spell. All right. All right, you guys have the link. I'm going to start the show, and then I'll just launch into it. Thanks so much for checking out another weekly segment that I do, a show with my good friend 30 and Still Gaming, and this week debating and breaking down Summer Game Fest, the kickoff evening event with Geoff Keighley. We are doing this about halfway through Summer Game Fest. There's still big things to come. The Xbox Showcase, the PC Game Showcase, PC Game Show, I'm sorry. Future Game Show, Ubit Forward. We will be co-streaming all those things here on Reforge Gaming, but midway through, we thought the kickoff event with Keighley was a good thing to discuss and debate, and so we will be doing that with a live audience. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss these shows, especially if you're one of the newer members. We have a lot of great members incentives and things coming up for you, and I'm going to end that previous stream where I was giving my